All right, welcome back to the channel. So this week I want to talk about the 360 Wacom True Light and is it worth the money? Let's get to it. So this week I'm going to discuss the Wacom True Light. How I got turned on with these was from Ty Crowder over at Total Finishing Solution. He sells these and they do keep them in stock. Also, Big Kid Blocks and a few other smaller retailers carry the Wacom brand of stuff as well, so you can check out those. So the story behind this is how I got into this was I was doing an on-site job last summer where there was no lights in the house at all, and this was a new construction house, and there's a lot of challenges to spraying in new construction houses. And so this was a high-end house, and we were just having a really hard time seeing what we were spraying. We couldn't get lights in all the different angles. We normally use the big LED lights. LumaCube sells them, and they're like super bright and awesome. And so I was like, you know what? I want to buy this light and see if it works. And man, we were absolutely blown away with this light once we got it. Like, it solved a lot of issues for me that I've had on site over the years because I could see what was going on. A good example is like when you're spraying up next to a refrigerator cabinet, I would always get that dry spray feeling on the edges. And when I was spraying, like I normally sprayed, once I got this light, I could tell that I was light in those areas because I could never really see them. I was just doing it based on muscle memory. And that's a lot of what happens on site when you get good at it, is you're basically just spraying in the dark with muscle memory. And what ended up happening was our jobs came out better once we got this light. I really didn't even need to take the other lights besides using them for sanding, but with spraying, I can spray with no lights in a house, you know, super simple under the lighting that was given. The other thing we noticed is we stopped getting runs because we could see how much we were putting on in every area. So I really like this light. It is super expensive, but for me, just based on the smoothness and us not having to reshoot things on site and tape stuff off, to me it paid for itself on this one job. Because like I said, you know, I went from at least getting a run here or there to like no runs, and I almost never get them with this thing because I can see exactly what I've sprayed and haven't sprayed, and I don't miss things. There's just a lot of advantages to it. I want to show you the parts and answer some questions that come up. So the first question that always comes up is they have these little plastic things on it. Do you get overspray on them? Well, yeah. So this is my light that I use on site. It's covered in overspray. I just sprayed a job with it, and I wanted to show you this because I want to be honest about this. You can't really see, like, now if I turn this on, you can still get light through it, but it's not as bright as if this was clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and stick this in my sonic cleaner and show you what it looks like after I clean it off with my sonic cleaner after every job. This is one that I use at the shop. It's not near as dirty because we only use this in the shop occasionally. When we're shooting like hoods or furniture or things where with the lights coming in from the top, you can't see all the angles. So that's where I feel like these lights shine. I did buy a pack of extra ones, and it comes with one extra as well that I use for this. So that's an option as well, as you can throw these away, but honestly, you can clean them and just keep using them. Come with all these different size rings that fit a lot of different guns on the market. So don't ask me what guns they fit because I don't know. I only use them on my Kremlin, which it fits really well. And then I also use it on my Total Finishing Solutions Viper. And then it will go on the Wacom guns as well. Now this one has a bigger O-ring in it, so you have to use this one here. And then that fits inside this area here, and you can use it on the Wacom guns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of videos of us spraying with it on site so you can get an idea, and then in the shop. And then the only thing I don't like about this light is that They say it lasts an hour. I don't know if you really get that much out of it because it starts getting dim, and then you like when you're spraying, you'll have it like super bright, and then it'll go dim on you. So, and the charging takes a while on this thing. So the whole charging thing, like I keep a charger on site with me, and as soon as I'm done with it, I pull it off and I charge it back up. But you do have to keep this thing charged. And it does run out fairly quickly, in my opinion. But other than that, it doesn't add a lot of weight to the gun because it's made out of carbon fiber. So helpful places are like when you're spraying inside of boxes. That was always something that was difficult, and we'd always catch a run, but I almost never catch a run inside boxes anymore with this light. And in those tricky side panels besides refrigerators. Let's go and watch a couple of videos of us spraying with one on site and in the shop so you can get an idea, and then I'll finish up with my final thoughts. Okay, kind of what I want to do is I'm going to spray this table that I just scuffed up. I'm going to spray part of it with the light on and part of it without the light on, so that you can kind of see what the difference is even in a shop setting. Now we've got pretty good light here, but it does help you, especially when you have a lot of curves and things to work with. So I'm gonna spray this here without the light, and you can see kind of what we're looking at. So in order for me to see this, I gotta get down here and go like this and make sure that I'm wet enough. If I have my light on, you're gonna see the difference on this. You see how I can look like this and I can see how wet I am as I'm going? So I might come down here and spray this. I can check my wetness here. A lot easier to do than without it. You're not having to get all that rake lighting situation. So this is how we would utilize this in the shop. Again, I can come down here and look, make sure I'm looking good. And that's how we utilize the light in a shop. So we're going to use it for pieces that are furniture or hoods or things that you have to do a lot of bending down and looking over to try to get that rake lighting. All right, so as you can see really well with this light. All right, so I also pulled this out of the sonic cleaner, and I'm gonna wipe this down here and show you how easy it is to clean this off. All right, so you can see there, it's basically like brand new. I left it in there for about 20 minutes, and so I can reuse this again, and it's like brand new. Now, if you're using something that's catalyzed, it may be harder to get this off, and I would suggest keeping something to where you can clean it off while you're on site. But basically, I'm ready to go in. It's brand new. Now with this, I don't put this in the sonic clean. If I want to clean this off, I'll take the Envirolac no drip cleaner and I'll spray on this thing and I'll wipe it off. But I usually just kind of leave it like it is unless it gets like super dirty. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helps and you can decide if this light is something that you want to invest in. And remember, as always, I say, test, don't guess. We'll catch you next week.